Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K YouTube Live. And today I'm going to show you how I made a fun little card with the Peekaboo Forest stamp set bundle. This is one of the newer bundles from Stampin' Up! That is available to order in the online exclusives. Sorry, I got to move my camera around here just a little bit because of course I can't ever get it set up right to start with. So again, this is a bundle that's available right now to order. I did put some designer series paper that is from the upcoming online exclusives on the background of it. But if you like the basic layout of it and want to make your card right away, you can certainly pick a different pack of designer series paper. I just picked one that I thought kind of had fun, I don't know, probably not really forest themed images, but kind of greenery images that I thought would make a nice background for it. So that's kind of why I picked this one. So hey, Judy, thanks for hopping in today. I appreciate you being here. And as well as anybody else who's hopping in to say, joining us. Sorry, I'm still trying to move this darn camera around a little bit and get everything on here straight. I don't know for sure why I struggle with this so much every time. So hey, Sunshine, thanks for hopping in. Glad you're here. Used it to make a bookmark. It is really cute. I mean, it's one of those sets that you could use it for all sorts of things. So hey, Danette, thanks for joining. So this is a card we're going to be making, just a couple layers of designer series paper and the cute little critters peeking over the little sentiment. I thought it was too cute. So, and actually, thanks for asking about that, Bonnie. The fires are about an hour and a half south of us. So they're not really near us. It's been kind of hazy here, so I'm sure it's just smoke in the air, but thank goodness, yep, not anywhere near us. And we're not really being affected other than having, the smoke in the air, which is not fun, but it looks pretty bad down south. So hopefully everybody's staying safe down there. I know a bunch of people were evacuated and so it's a mess down there. So hey, Marva and Patricia, thanks for joining. All right, so again, that's what we're going to be making. This is the Peekaboo Forest stamp set. I did a video with this, I don't know, a month or two ago with this cute little set, and I used the tree and had the critter peeking around the side of the tree and out of the tree. So if you want to see a design that uses a little bit more of the actual stamps and the dies, go back and look through my past videos. You'll be able to find one out there called Peekaboo Forest. I don't know, something or another. I can't remember what I named it, but yeah. It's a cute little set, lots of different ways to use it. So, oh, thanks, Bonnie. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's like I said, it's pretty bad down there from what I've seen from the photos. Hopefully it'll be under control and things will be kind of back to normal again soon. So, hey, Marilyn, thanks for joining. This is the die set that coordinates with it. So again, we've got lots of dies that cut out your stamped images. So every image that is on this in the stamp set has a coordinating die with it. And then there are a couple of accessory dies. So there are little ones that cut like kind of almost embossed. They're cut technically, but they don't cut out completely. So it kind of cuts and embosses little leaves into the treetop if you wanted to cut that rather than stamping it. And then we've got one for each of the little critters. And then obviously your branch and your tree trunk. And this will just cut out a hole, that fits in here as well. So if you wanted to cut multiple holes in it, like there's a sample card if you look out in the online store where they've got like 3 of the little critters stacked up one on top of the other with the holes, and they just use this die to cut the holes additionally as the tree went up. So again, it's a cute little set, and I love that these have little tabs to make it easy for adhering them. You can hang, like I did the little paws, you can hang over the die cut in front, and then the back of it you can adhere really easily. So I'll show you how all that works when we get busy stamping. So, all right, I better put my dies over by my die cutting machine, not over where I can't reach them. And then a couple other things that I did use, the little banner that I've got on here for my sentiment, I used from the Stylish Shapes dies. It's the biggest banner die on here. And the sentiment actually came from the Terrific Toadstools stamp set, which I thought, the popping up to say hi was perfect with the little critters popping over to say hi. So, so I think it's a cute little set. And again, this one's got a punch that coordinates with it. I didn't use the toadstool part of it. I just used the sentiment from it. But there is a punch that coordinates with this set, and it's bundled together. So if you want to get that, you can certainly pick that up too. All right. Hey, Daryl and Darlene, I'm glad you're able to join today too. And Sherry, thank you very much. I don't know if I didn't say hello to you, Sherry. Hello. All right. Free shipping on all orders of Stampin' Up! Or from Stampin' Up! That are $75 or greater through the end of the day today, which is the 25th of April. And If you're watching the video on Saturday, I'm sorry you missed it. But hopefully you'll catch it, and hopefully you will catch the free shipping with your order of $75 or greater through the Stampin' Up! Website. Just head out there, and it's linked on my blog. Most of my videos that I do have got it linked in it. All sorts of places you can find the online store. So head out there and go grab your items, get stocked up on that card stock and all that stuff before the prices go up a little with the new catalog. So get all that done, get your shopping done, and get free shipping on it as well if your order is $75 or greater through the end of the day today, Friday the 25th, and it ends technically at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time tonight. So get your order in soon. And then online exclusives, just wanted to give you a reminder, like I try to always do every time I do a video. Online exclusives are available only in the online store. So when you're out there doing your shopping, picking up your stuff to get your free shipping, make sure you're checking out the online exclusives. The items that are on this flyer, the kind of black and white items, are all available to order now in the online store. This set of online exclusives are coming in May, and this is actually the paper that I used. So paper that I used on my card today. Actually, no, it isn't. Yeah, it is. Yep. Golly. So again, this is just a small sampling of the online exclusives. So make sure anytime you're out there shopping, you go take a look at all those, because there are lots of good things out there. They're not tied to any catalog, so they kind of come and go. So you don't want to miss out on any of the good stuff. All right. Oh, get that out of the way too. Okay, let's get going on this card. So I started with a thick basic white card base, and it's just the standard issue 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. It is going to be a top fold card just because of the way I put the card together. But yeah, card base is just the standard one. So hey, Roxanne, thanks for joining. And Amanda, glad you're here. And Daryl, if I didn't say hi, thanks for joining. And I'm glad you like the card too. Actually, Amanda, we do not have any fires in our area. It's about an hour and a half from us. So I'm hopeful that, like I said, we have some kind of hazy air around here, but haven't had any major impacts, thank goodness, from the fires. So hopefully everybody down south is staying safe. But I do have some team members that are down in that general area. I don't think anybody has been evacuated or is close enough to them, but down generally a lot closer than I am. So this paper is from the Floral Impressions Designer Series paper. And again, it's an online exclusive that will be available to order starting on the 6th of May. Flip side of it has got some pretty little polka dotty circles that are pool party. I'm going to go ahead and stick this together here with the multi-purpose liquid glue. I usually try to use that sparingly because I often make a darn mess with it, but we made it today without getting anything gluey, at least so far. So, all right, this piece of Designer Series paper was cut to 5.5 by 4 1/4, so it covers the entire card front. The details and all of the measurements will be on my blog tomorrow, so don't worry about keeping track of all that, and I will link directly to the blog post in the description of the video tomorrow. So once it goes live, once the post goes live around 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. So using a little Stampin' seal, this is another piece of the Floral Impressions Designer Series paper. And again, flip side is florally. This side is old olive, kind of dotted stripes. And then I'm going to adhere that to a panel of pecan pie cardstock. The Designer Series paper measures about 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, and the cardstock is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So it's pretty good sized, but doesn't cover the entire card front. And we're going to use a little Stampin' seal to adhere this to the card front. And again, just generally centering it top to bottom and right to left, and hopefully getting it stuck on fairly straight. Then I've got yet another piece of the Floral Impressions Designer Series paper. The flip side of this one has got some pretty kind of, it's almost like a rainbow of flower colors on it. It's red, orange, yellow, and then it goes into the blues and greens and violets and all that sort of thing. So it's like a little rainbow of flowers, and they're very pretty. But the flip side is the one that I wanted to use just because I thought the flowers would get a little busy behind the little critters peeking up. So I wanted it a little more neutral. Oh, you went through it 4 years ago. Oh man, it's sad, and yes, a huge fire going on down there. So Like I said, hopefully it'll be contained soon. And we're supposed to get some rain, I think, this weekend. So hopefully that will help as well. So, all right. This piece of designer series paper is cut to 4 by 2 3/4 inches. And the cardstock that I adhered it to is pecan pie. And it is cut to 4 1/8 by 2 7/8 inches. And again, measurements will be on the blog tomorrow. So don't worry about keeping track of all those. Just wanted to give you a rough estimate. All right. And then again, just lining this up. Centering, whoop, not sticking it down, centering it right to left, top to bottom. There we go. You always fight with it? Okay, so Amanda, the one thing that I do is I don't hold it. Sometimes I see people holding it like this, like it's a, I don't know, the way you used to hold the old adhesive. I know a lot of people did it like this. I don't find that it works very well that way. When I hold it, I actually hold it so that it's almost like a pen. And it keeps, I don't know, it rolls nicer for me. So I roll it and it's not quite straight up and down, but it's closer to straight up and down than not. So when I hold mine, it's up much higher. And that I find keeps it rolling better. So try that trick. Hopefully that'll work for you. I have had very good luck with it. I know some people can't stand it. I kind of feel that way about liquid glue. So I understand the frustration with some adhesives, but I do love Stampin' Seal, and it's really sticky. So I like that it holds everything together really nicely, which I did not used to love about the old tape runner adhesive that we had. So, all right, Tuxedo Black Memento ink that I'm going to be stamping the little critter images from the Peekaboo Forest stamp set. On a piece of basic white cardstock. And you can kind of stamp these little critters sort of however you want to on here. I guess I can put them in a row, and then I'll put the third one down here. Kind of turn that one to the side just to make sure that I got plenty of room around it to die cut it. And then I'm going to grab my Stampin' Blends markers. And I've got 3 pairs. So I have, the first one is going to be gray granite. So I've got light and dark gray granite. And we're going to start with the light. Yep, making sure I had the right marker. And we're just going to color in the little raccoon's face and paws. I think it's raccoon paws. Yeah, they don't have feet. I think they have paws. Raccoon paws, I think so. And just color around the edges here. And you don't need to be extremely careful coloring because you're going to be coloring over it with the dark gray granite marker. So if you accidentally get a little bit of marker coloring over one of the images that's supposed to be colored with the dark, it's no big deal because it'll blend together and nobody will know but you and me that you've had a little boo-boo with the marker. It happens sometimes. All right, just kind of even it out and make sure that it's, try not to have any streaky lines on it. I think we'll call that good. So tried a lot of things, not working for you. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I know some people hate it and people like me love it. So I don't know. It's, I don't know. Like I said, liquid glue and I are not friends at all. I don't like it. And I only use it when I absolutely have to. So I understand, believe me. All right. Got dark gray granite that I'm coloring in the little eyes and the stripe on the forehead and the ears. And technically, it's got some little claws down here, even though you can't really tell. We're going to color those with the dark gray granite as well. And then I'll color on my finger because I always have to do that. So, hey, thanks for joining from Australia. Glad that you're here. Then I've got light and dark crumb cake, and that's what we're going to color the little porcupine with. So I'm going to start with the light crumb cake. And we're going to color in his mouth area, the little paw on each side. And then I don't know, it's not porcupine hair, but it kind of looks like hair to me in here. The little quills or spikes or whatever you want to call them on the porcupine. And you definitely don't have to be real careful about how you color that in. Again, just put the color on it. And if you want to do a few lines over to, fill in spaces or whatever, you can do that. Don't worry, I didn't stress about coloring it at all. So, hey, Karen, no problem at all. And then I've got dark crumb cake. And that is what we're going to color in the rest of the little porcupine with. All right, coloring around his little hands or paws or whatever, or feet, I don't know. Like I said, I don't ever know whether they're hands, feet, paws, what you call them on all the critters. I know dogs have paws and cats have paws, so I assume these are all considered paws. I don't know. All right, again, just filling in the area here with the dark crumb cake. And if your color is a little streaky like mine is sort of turning out here, the nice thing about the blends is you can just go right back over it again and fill it in a little bit more. It obviously darkens the image just a little bit, but it fills it in a little more evenly. So if you are struggling with it looking a little streaky like that, looking a little too light and dark in different areas that you don't want looking light and dark, you can just color right over it again, and that kind of smooths everything out. There we go. So we've got our little porcupine colored in, and then the final set of colors that I've got here are light and dark pecan pie. And again, we're going to start with the light, and we're going to color, come on, oh, there we go. Going to color in the ears, the little insides of the ears, the face on the bear, and his little paws, or her little paws. I don't know if it's a him or a her, with the light pecan pie Stampin' Blends marker. There we go. And then we're going to come back and color in the little face with the dark. And again, just going to trace right around the ears here. And get the little spiky hair on the top, around the ears over here. And then just trace around the edge of the face here, trying to keep myself somewhat inside the lines. Sometimes I do better than others at that. All right. Whoop, there we go. And then just going to fill it in. And again, if you get the streaky look that you don't necessarily want when you're coloring with the dark marker, or whatever color you colored in solidly with, we'll just probably go right over it again here to get it to even out a little bit. All right, and again, just going to trace around everything again, filling it in. And it's going to darken it and even out the tone or the colors a little bit. There we go. And now we get a nice dark little bear. All right, so there we go. Oh, it's got a little spot there above his nose that I missed. And that's it. So super, super easy on the coloring. So definitely nothing to stress out about. And just use 2 tones of whatever colors you want to use, a light and a dark, and you can do this. You can be as creative as you want with the colors. You could certainly color them completely differently than what I did. And I don't know that these are even very accurate colors for the animals, but they were the colors that I liked, so that's what I went with. All right, so let me grab the dies here. I'm going to grab my coordinating. There's the little porcupine die, we've got the little bear die, and the little raccoon die, and I'm going to go run these through the die cutting machine. So I'll be right back. All right. Oop. Come on. Little bear. All right. Whoop. One of my dies slid just as I was getting it ready to go in the machine. Come on. There we go. Try it again. All right. Get these put on my magnetic sheet before I lose track of those. And as you can see, it cuts the little tab down here, so it makes it easy to stick them onto whatever you're going to stick them on and have them peeking out. And then there are little slits that go right up here, right up to next to their paws, so that you kind of can slide it on over the top of the sentiment so that the little paws are on the front like mine are. So, all right, get that out of the way. Then I've got a piece of garden green cardstock that we're going to put the sentiment on. Oh, I'm glad y'all are liking this card. It's lots of fun. I love this little set. I love the little critter faces, and I love that their little paws hang over the front of whatever you're going to hang them on. And that's what really sold me on it, is that I just love the little paws. So, all right, stamping the sentiment here in Versamark ink on the garden green cardstock. And I'm going to grab my white embossing powder. This is from the Basics Wow embossing powder set, so it's a set of 3. It's white, clear, and black. And there we go. We're going to heat emboss it, so it is going to make a little racket here when I turn the heat tool on. one little spot here where I can see there's a little fleck of embossing powder stuck right there that I don't want. All right, I think I got it. Let me grab my heat tool here. So the Stampin' Up! Heat tool has got 2 settings on it. There is a level 1 setting for drying. So if you're going to do something like watercoloring and want to speed up the process a little bit, you can use the level 1 setting to get it to dry quickly. And then there's the level 2 setting that is for embossing, and it gets a little bit hotter. Either way, it's hot, so you don't want to put your hand in front of it on either, with either option. But the level 2 setting definitely gets hotter, and it is designed for heat embossing, but it does need just a second to heat up. So I'm going to turn it here towards my project, and as you see it turn that bright white and kind of shiny look, that means it's done cooking. So you want to keep it moving along here on your project, because you can burn your embossing powder if you overheat it, and then it turns all dull and brown and not very pretty. So, all right, got our little sentiment done. And again, the sentiment is from the terrific Toadstool stamp set. So I did a little mixing and matching of the stamp sets. And I've got my Stylish Shapes dies, and I'm going to use the largest banner die to cut out the sentiment here. So I'll go run this through the die cutting machine. I'll be right back. All right. So there's our little sentiment. This mess all out of the way. Now I'm going to go back and grab my 3 little critters, and that is what I'm going to start with. Is I'm going to hang them on my sentiment where I want them to be. Come on, we'll pause, get on there. And put the little bear. And then I've got my little porcupine over here. And again, I'm just going to kind of shuffle them around a little bit, trying to figure out where they're relatively centered. And again, does it need to be perfect? Nope, but relatively centered. And they do stay on actually pretty easily. So, I mean, I'm not going to take it and like fling it around, but definitely you can put them on like this and then flip it over and add your adhesive to the back. You could also put a little Stampin' Seal or liquid glue on these, but since I was sticking everything down with dimensionals, I just opted to use a dimensional to stick it together. So whatever adhesive works best for you and however it works best to put it together, you can certainly do. I just, like I said, I just found it easy to use a dimensional to kind of hold it in place since I was going to be dimensionalizing everything anyway. That is how I did it. So, all right, now I got to peel all the backings off here. Oop, there we go. Try not to stick any backings to the back of this. All right, one more. Oh, thanks, darling. Yes, I did get that as an anniversary present from my husband. We've been married for 30 years because I got married when I was only 5. Only kidding, of course. I still feel like I'm young, but then I look and I'm like, oh man, I am getting to be an old lady. So, all right, adhering that to the card front. So yes, my husband did a very nice job, and he and my older daughter picked out the ring for me. So I was very happy with it when I saw it. So, all right, got the basic gray and smoky slate pearls. They've been around for a little while. I can't remember which catalog they came in, but they're one of those items that's going to be carrying over. So I'm going to add a couple of those here next to my sentiment. So I've got the larger one and a little bit smaller one here. Those, I'm just using 2. And again, if you would prefer to use 3, you can use 3. You can put a third one on. I just like the way 2 looked, so that is why I went with it. And I used the smoky slate one. Obviously, technically I used gray granite on here, but I think it is close enough to smoky slate that I don't think anybody would notice. So, oh, thanks, Darlene. All right. Inside is super simple. This is just basic white cardstock cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and then just a little piece of the Designer Series paper. That is the Floral Impressions Designer Series paper that'll be available to order on the 6th of May in the online exclusives. Just going to add a little strip of that to the bottom of the Designer Series paper, or just bottom of the basic white panel. That's what I'm trying to say. Oop, there we go. Get it on here kind of straight. All right, flip it over and trim this off. So this is about, I don't know, it's probably closer to 5/8 of an inch. I think I put 1/2 an inch in the instructions, but whatever piece you have trimmed off as a little excess, you can stick it on 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 5/8 inch, 3/8 inch, whatever works. All right. This originally was 6 inches wide, the Designer Series paper strip, and I just trimmed it off with my paper snips. And then we're going to use a little Stampin' Seal to adhere this to the inside of the card base, or to my fingers like I just did there. All right. And again, just roughly centering it. And then we're going to fold it, a little crease with the bone folder to give it a good solid crease on the card, and that's it. So super simple, lots of fun. Again, pick your favorite Designer Series paper, particularly if it's got anything that looks like trees or woods or greenery or whatever in the background. Layer it up, put your little critters on the top of the sentiment, and your card is all done. So it's a sweet little set. Again, if you don't have it yet, you need to get it, and get it with free shipping if you order today. So again, the stamp set with the critters in it is called Peekaboo Forest, and it is a bundle. So you get the stamp set with the little critters as well as the dies, and then the sentiment is from the terrific Toadstools stamp set bundle. And again, I didn't use the punch with it, but that is bundled together with the punch. So again, pick them both up, get them with free shipping today. So thanks for being here. Again, all the details for this card will be posted on my blog tomorrow, which is stampwithamyk.com. And you'll be able to find a link to the printable PDF tutorial, as well as just links to the products that I use, all that good stuff that I normally put in all my blog posts. So thanks again for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. The weather's getting warm definitely here in New Jersey. Hopefully it is where you are too. Have a great weekend. I plan to be live around 2 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday, and then again around 2 o'clock Eastern time next week, Friday. Yeah, I think that's about it. Have a good weekend, and we will chat with you all soon.